Mom, look. Minecraft? How much is this? $25? Mom, please. I've been wanting to try it forever. What the fuck? This is probably what happened to a lot of you. What are these noises that have terrified all of us ever since we first started playing the game? These terrifying sounds are called cave ambience. So what is ambient sound? Ambient sound is the term for noise that plays in the background of a certain setting. Ambient noise will make any video game setting much less boring. Sure, the cave sounds are pretty creepy, but if it weren't for them, then all we would hear is just mining of ores, footsteps, and maybe the occasional song. They really do fill the empty void of sound, but the golden question still prevails. Why the hell are the cave sounds so creepy? Now what you may not realize is that question is an extremely elaborate one, and one that's going to take a lot of explaining and a lot of guessing, but we're going to try and do all of that. So now we're going to be taking a dive into the cave sounds theory. Now, you can't really say there's one theory as it's a theory and many people have different ideas. However, the main theory that I've covered in the past and the one that I like the most is this one. Yes, I know that's my own video, but just work with me here. Past me in that video explains the theory better than I probably could right now, so I'm going to play back a portion of that video to explain it. The widely accepted and most universal theory is that all the cave sounds, when put in a certain order, recount a single minecart disaster among a group of miners. It is presumed to be a sinister and fatal ordeal, due to the eerie sounds and the ties it has to Music Disc 11 as well as 13. I'm going to talk you through a scenario and play the sounds so you can get an idea of what happened. And remember, some of this is choppy as it is only a theory. The cave theory starts off that the first cave sound is the miners blowing the whistle on their minecart before they crash. Angelic humming is heard. This is what people regard as the death of the miners upon the crash. The low-pitched grumble is said to be a minecart continuing rumbling on the tracks. The delayed echo of the minecart crash is heard throughout the cave. This sound is another minecart scraping on stone before crashing into the other minecart. This is the sound of a minecart engine. This sound is the suspense or ambience after the crash. Here we hear the last breath of a miner. A minecart tumbles and falls off the tracks. Here we can hear minecart wheels screeching when brakes are applied. This is a minecart at a high speed before crashing into the crashed minecarts. Rocks fall and hit the minecarts right before the crash. Wind echoes through the cave after the crash. A creeper hisses and breathes before exploding. After that, the explosion of the creeper starts the crash. A minecart tumbles into other carts. Minecarts screech to a stop before they hit the main minecart, killing the miners in those. Next you hear even more sounds of minecarts crashing into the original two minecarts. Cave Sound 19 is probably the weirdest. It sounds like chattering, and people say it could be Herobrine, or another creeper ready to explode. There's other videos on YouTube that piece together the sounds really well in their own format to create a story, but like I said, it's a theory, everyone has their own ideas, so I highly recommend you go watch this video by Random Animation Guy. It's really, really good. So we can settle that down now. However, that sequence I showed you for my own video, I mentioned something that you might have missed, which is this, and the ties it has to Music Disc 11 as well as 13. Yes, Music Discs 11 and 13 are both super creepy, and in both of them we can actually hear somebody in a mine shaft, or at least somebody in a cave running, which is really relevant to the cave sounds. So it looks like we're going to have to create a theory for Music Discs 11 and 13. However, maybe we won't. Minecraft YouTuber Dream actually asked Notch about Music Disc 11 in a now privated video, so let's see what Notch had to say.
What's the story behind that disc, the broken disc? Isn't there some story behind it?
I think I drew the graphics first, and then I don't know exactly how that turned into the backstory of what it was, but so I started with the graphics just being there, and I wasn't sure for what. Yeah. So I think that's what kind of triggered it. I don't remember the story of like how it fits, but I kind of tend to trust Daniel and just doing the music there.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Pretty much what Notch was saying was that Music Disc 11 was completely made by C418 after seeing the texture for the disc. So really, no one at Mojang actually knows what the disc means except for the composer, which he hasn't shared with anyone. So it looks like we are going to have to create a theory for these music discs. However, thankfully for us, they're a lot easier to understand than the cave sounds. So let's start with Music Disc 11. I'm going to talk alongside it to help you understand. The cryptic disc starts off with a man running and breathing very heavily. We can hear the man fiddling with something in his pockets as he pulls out a flint and steel and begins clicking it erratically, trying to flip it on. Followed by a very nasty sounding cough. We can actually hear something very eerie, which I believe to be an Enderman. We then clearly hear pages turning in a book. The man begins lighting his flint and steel again after hearing something coming. Crazy scary noises begin playing and the man starts running. As the man reaches the end of the cave, we can hear him running on dirt rather than stone. What was that terrible noise that played at the end of Music Disc 11 that seemed to have been the demise of our miner? Well, to me, it's clearly an Enderman. However, a Minecraft developer has a different take on that noise.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've always been like very interested in sort of like the music discs from Minecraft, like Disc 11 and Disc 13, and even though they're not necessarily related, I was definitely very inspired. I mean, even, you know, back when I was a teenager, I was thinking like, you know, what's the monster making that noise at the end of like Disc 11 or Disc 13? And again, while they're not necessarily related, I was always just thinking of like, what could Scary Mob look like in Minecraft? So that was definitely an inspiration, and some other, you know, horror games that I play are definitely an inspiration, and they just all kind of came together to make the Warden.
All right, so
a lot of people left Warden comments on my Minecraft Cave Sounds video, and they're all really cool, but after seeing this clip, it makes me wonder if they're actually real. However, as that developer said numerous times, the Warden is inspired by that sound, not that the sound is inspired by the Warden. So what is that terrible sound? Well, as I mentioned earlier in this video, I believe that's clearly an Enderman. Let me replay that part of the disc, and then let me also play you the sound of an Enderman screaming. And here's the sound of an Enderman screaming. Let's play the two next to each other and see if we can hear the similarities. Now let's compress down that Enderman scream and see if it sounds even more similar to that music disc noise. I don't really need to go into any more detail because those are clearly the same mob. So with that out of the way, now we need to get to Music Disc 13. Now Music Disc 13 is a lot more vague and much longer, so I'm going to play the highlights of that music disc to show you what I want to show you. Music Disc 13 starts off with a gong and continues playing super eerie music. Not really much explanation needed there. This eerie music continues on for about 3 more minutes until something actually happens that I believe is important, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to that for you. As this part of the music disc gears up, we can hear pickaxes against stone, a creeper's hiss, and an explosion. And then what sounds like somebody being launched into water. Then this person splashes out of the water and begins running. So while that music disc may be less eventful than music disc 11 was, it's certainly just as interesting. So how do these music discs relate to the cave sounds? While these music discs may not directly correlate to the events that happen within the cave sounds, they do seem to tell the story of a miner meeting his demise, whether that's due to a creeper, an enderman, or even a warden. In the end of all this, what truly are Minecraft cave sounds and what truly are the music discs? As we've talked about in this video, it does appear that all these sounds and music discs recount 2 or 3 separate events recounting the demise of a miner. I'm sure that all of these things, much like all the other scary stuff that Mojang has put into Minecraft that I've reviewed in my other Declassified videos, are just there to simply spice up the game and make the game more interesting for players. So with all that said, I feel comfortable enough ending the video. But wait, listen to this. I make other cool videos with my friends and more horror videos like this, so if you guys did enjoy this video or you like any of my other videos, subscribe, you totally should. As a lot of people say, it's absolutely free, and I'm sure you like the rest of my videos. I make them pretty much every day. Well, I upload them once a week, but that's because I want them to be super good. So really, you should just totally subscribe. The likes and comments really help. I'm doing this for absolutely free. This is my passion. So yeah, just subscribe and you'll get tons of cool content. It'll help both of us out. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching and bye.